Hey friends, Angela from Ayurveda Life here, and today we are going to talk about Ayurvedic nutrition. More specifically, I am going to list the top 3 foods, those that are Vata dominant or Vata imbalanced should avoid. So good nutrition, according to Ayurveda, goes beyond the food that we eat. It takes into consideration the manner in which we are eating as well as the state that the food is in. Therefore, Ayurveda considers all factors in our lives when it comes to managing our nutrition, right? We have to consider our lifestyle, what's going on in both our body and our mind. And then we also have to look at the examination of our metabolic function, which is just our digestion. So the Ayurvedic view goes beyond what you eat and explains how it is less about what you eat, but more about how your body digests what you put into it. Now, without overcomplicating this approach to your diet, always remember that it starts with being mindful. It starts with being present so that you can cultivate the awareness required to observe how your body and your mind are responding to what you are putting into it. So if you are in a balanced state and your digestion is functioning optimally, then these foods that I'm going to list should be no problem in moderation. So again, I'm going to reiterate this. It's all about being present and mindful, right? And being aware of how your body responds to not only foods, but also everything in your life. All right, before I go into the list of the top 3 foods, let's do a quick overview of the Vata dosha, especially if you are new to Ayurveda and to me. So the Vata dosha is comprised of the elements air and space. And these elements hold the qualities of light, cold, dry, rough, and mobile. This means that if you are already in an imbalanced Vata state, you will want to avoid foods that hold these same qualities. So avoiding foods that are light, cold, dry, rough, and mobile, as they will they're more likely to create Vata imbalances, and specifically in the digestion. So a Vata imbalanced digestion looks like gas, bloating, and constipation. Now, the 3 foods that you are going to want to avoid are cruciferous vegetables, which are things like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, radishes. So these vegetables are naturally cold, light, and dry in nature, meaning that they hold the same qualities as the Vata dosha. So in order to properly digest them, we're going to need a little more fire. And we could go into a talk that expands a couple hours on this. But technically, if your digestion is doing good, if it is in a balanced state, you can eat these vegetables, but you might want to make sure that you are eating them in a way that adds more of that fire. And that could be by simply cooking that food, adding oil, right? Counterbalancing that dry quality, adding spices to ignite that fiery energy in the veggie and in your digestive system. Now, number 2 on my list is popcorn. I know that it is delicious and a movie time favorite, but popcorn is also light and dry in nature and can easily cause bloating and constipation. So it boils down to you have to ask yourself, is the risk worth the reward? Now, number 3 is dried fruit, and the name says it all. So dried fruit also is dry in nature and can be challenging for those that are Vata dominant or Vata imbalanced to digest. Now, all of this being said, there are always exceptions to the rules, and when it comes to eating optimally for your unique constitution, the most important rule that you can follow is to be mindful. If you would like to learn more about Ayurveda and how you can start living a holistic lifestyle that caters to your unique constitution, join me in Eka's Holistic Hub.